My name is Peter B Weato. I hail from Nimba County, B Weato district. I began my education in Nimba, to be exact, Blue, and then I ended my high school education here in Monrovia at Calvary Baptist High, graduated 1983. And I've also enrolled at the University of Liberia. Right after that, I was in school from 2006 up to, 1986 up to 1990 when the self-destructive war broke out. And then when I left from this country, I'm one of the genocide survivors of this country. I was among 62 of my tribesmen, and I survived. I was picked up before John F. Kennedy Medical Center. At that time, the war had not entered Monrovia. It was just speculation that a war entered Butu, people were fighting, and then this thing happened. However, after surviving, when I escaped from here and I took refuge in the Ivory Coast, I was also offered a refugee status to go to the United States. And I was resettled in Dallas, Texas in 1996. When I got to Dallas, Texas, I enrolled at Brookhaven College, Farmer Branch, where I earned an Associate of Arts degree in nursing and nutrition. And I was also transferred to Texas Women's University, where I did a women's study called in college. My main purpose of going to that institution was to be an MD. Unfortunately, after completing my second degree, I was told I was above the age and I was not a United States citizen. As a result, I was transferred to UTA Arlington, University of Arlington, where I earned a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing and surgical assistant. And I was doing a double degree program there. And then I was also able to have a Master of Science in Applied Connection in Neuroscience. I also enrolled in a PhD program at Parker University in Dallas, Texas, 2007, where I'm the candidate as we speak. I have done with the part of the academic performance, which is also to carry on administrative work by constructing clinics and hospitals, which I went to Haiti before, but then I feel that I can come to my own country to do that. But because of the war, and immediately after the war, I came here. My wife, I sent my wife first, B Weato. She came to do an assessment in our area. At that time, people were dying in Zogad district, where I hail from Zogad to where we have Ganta Methodist Hospital is about 100 some more miles away. You cannot tow anybody to carry that, even in a motor vehicle. The roads are bad, people were dying. Where this is the area that we constructed 140 or 150 bed hospital. I'm legally married. I have 6 living children, the grandchildren and stepchildren up to 10, and I have majority of them here, and some are in the United States of America today. When I came here, I love my wife because she one of the strongest force behind me. When I came to Liberia, I realized that people were dying in my county, where we have constructed a little over 9 clinics, and we also built a schools here outside Monrovia called Johnsonville. We have a little close to 45 classroom high school. And back to Nimba, I observed that in Nimba County there were a lot of educational problems. We sponsor a teacher training program. I've already trained over 900 teachers. This is one of the reasons, as we speak, I'm the chairman of Jackson F. Memorial Hospital, where I've been in that position since 2010 up to present. The healthcare delivery system in this country, we are trying, it's not up to standard. My policy always is to not criticize, but to bring something on the table. Do what you think you can do first. That's why I am the CEO and president of Zoga Medical Center. As we speak, I have imported 244 container worth little over $2 million United States dollars to help the health crisis. But the healthcare delivery system in Liberia is not up to date. What can I do? This is what I established already, constructed over 9 clinics and hospitals, making international connection. I have international doctors from Congo. I am educating at least 6 of our Liberians to have MD, only 2 here in Liberia, the rest of them overseas, and making sure that we train most of our healthcare workers. We make sure that we lobby for these people. They are working very hard under high circumstances. If these people don't have funding, it will be difficult. They cannot sustain themselves. It will be difficult. So what we're doing is making international connection, making sure that our healthcare worker makes a little bit more, and we improve the health system to make sure that the people don't have afraid of our people. Look at the Ebola crisis. It is not Ebola that killing people all over. When you actually check, it is the health crisis because the people are afraid to test patients. You see our doctors and nurses die because they don't know what to do. They were not having the well protected equipment. They were not prepared in advance. This happened Ebola. Supposing it was another national disaster. What's going to happen? Liberia are going to collapse. So I really want to come. Yes, I'm a humanitarian. Like what I was saying, the peace and reconciliation there. The very first thing is I will unite Nimadian. In Nema County, we feel that there are division, and the division came from up because few individuals wanted to just gain power, and as a result, they are disorganizing the people. Then you get to Grand Jida, the hospital that I have. We have crowned men hailing that from the initial stage up to now. We have Mandingo, we have Gio, we have Manu, we have the big people there. So peace is actually about practical needs. Then the next thing is I have connection with our Grandidians. Even as we speak, during this election, I am in close connection with Honorable William K. Blake. We're talking with the Grandidians, some of them crossing over to come talk to our Nimadians because of the peace. The peace here is not just by mouth, it's not just on air. You have to show that you have passion for the people. You have to carry on development. You have to make sure you carry companies and you have the diverse tribe working together. When it comes to economic, the thing is collapsed already now as we speak. There are a lot of corruption in the government, and you can see it in the newspaper. These people need to be prosecuted because our donors and friends overseas, they don't need corruption. When you come in with money, that money needs to be invested the right way. The best thing to do about the economic is to make sure that the currency change to one. Since United States is our area that we depend on, we have the United States dollar, it should go to the national bank, and we use our currency here in Liberia instead of getting all these messed up. The reason you see a lot of people coming from different countries, I don't want to name anybody, come here to do business, and most of these guys are doing the businesses, they are not even paying taxes. Go to Clariton right now. So what we have to do is to make sure that we have one currency, and then thereafter we provide jobs by going overseas, going abroad to bring companies here, not what we have. If I have my own way at this time, we will not have anybody to be mining in Nema County by saying they're going through the mountain. Those are our gifts. We need to train them. We need to have human resource. When these people, when we impact them with knowledge, the money that given right now over there, we have 1.5 million United States dollars given annually. Why not we use at least 80% of this money on the Nemadians to make sure that we educate them, bring them back before we think about the monkey. We're talking about stripe merit that bringing problem. The problem is very simple. Those are iron that were created by the Swedish. We need to leave that here to go overseas and negotiate. But you have to get rid of the corruption first. Without getting rid of the corruption to prosecute these people, there will be no way for donors overseas to help us. The rule of law, I think the lawmakers only there to make that law, but those that interpreting the law, especially the judiciary, what we have to do, we have to weed out these guys. The judiciary got to make sure they receive good salary. After receiving the good salary, we have to make sure that they prosecute. These guys go to court, due process of law, making sure if an individual is caught, actually, that person needs to be in prison. I embrace what they're doing to salary limit. You know, there were 4 ministers that were persecuted for corruption. They don't just grab them and put them in prison. What the president did, she allowed them to go to court. And when he allowed them to go to court. When they went to court, the court went through the process and they were found guilty. Some of them in prison now for 10 years, some there for 5 years. What we have to do is to make sure those that will be in that judicial seat, the power, we empower them by giving them the good salary and the benefit, but making sure that we put other people there behind them to counter check.